It's Julia Renee.
And Kendall Aaliyah. Welcome back to the Know Your Power podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Hello.
How are we doing? We're just talking about how gross it is outside.
Disgusting.
It feels like it's been like this for days, but it's only been like 2.
Last week it was rainy too, though. It's been like on and off.
It rained literally all day Monday. Like
Yeah.
It didn't really stop.
Yeah. And now it's
so
still cloudy and gloomy and gross out. To make it, to make us feel better about our circumstances, my brother in Denver, they got like a ton of snow randomly. He sent a photo. It was like 80 degrees one day, 80 the next day, but that in between day it was snowing.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, at least I don't have that. At least with the rain, it's warm out. I could still technically go outside.
That's true.
It could be worse.
Yeah, I would not like to wake up to snow.
Yeah, I don't miss the cold.
It's cool. Like I'd rather be plopped in it
by choice
and then taken out when I want to.
Yeah, that's fair.
Snow's so messy.
Yeah,
it's so messy. So I applaud you guys who are listeners who have snow regularly. But
oh my gosh, and girls in the program who are like going and crushing their workouts and their cardio having snow. Like you don't know how many check-ins are like, oh, I was snowed in, but I still made it. And I'm like, I'm impressed.
I'm like, it drizzles a little bit and I don't want to go.
Exactly. It's sunny out sometimes.
It's sunny and I don't want to
go. But anyway, I feel like it does affect our energy a little bit, No,
but really.
I'm trying to be optimistic.
Yes, I need to be a little more sunny, even if there is lack thereof.
Yes.
But anyways, y'all, we're talking about something completely different than the rain today. We're not the weather people, but
be funny if we were.
We're not the weather. Hi, this is your weather report. It sucks outside. But just a reminder, we're only a couple weeks away from the Know Your Power retreat.
That's crazy.
By the time you guys are listening to this, yesterday we did like a final walkthrough of the event space, and we're like, okay, this is going here, this is going here.
Amazing.
And then I started getting a lot of anxiety. And I was it's coming, oh my God.
Good anxiety though,
yes,
I hope.
just like, okay, we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. There's like a big checklist, but that's besides the point. You guys just get to come and enjoy it. It's going to be so fun. And we have currently in the hallway up here a whole section with tons and tons of stuff for the gift bags. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, what are we
you have a lifetime supply of lashes right now.
We have a lifetime supply of like almost everything.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. But y'all are gonna have an amazing time. So make sure you grab your ticket. Buff Bunny is gonna be doing a speech / Q&A / meet and greet / hash slinging slasher.
Hash slinging.
At the retreat. Hash slinging, plinging, tinging. Yes, so get your ticket in the description below.
I'm really excited. I feel like every year it just gets like even more exciting and different. And like, I know the actual processes we're doing are so different this year, and that's going to be really cool to see how those integrate, especially for the women who come back year after year. Like they're getting a very new experience. So I'm excited.
Yep. And that was a really big part of it, was thinking about them too, the ones that come year after year. Like we don't want it to be copy and paste, even though if we did do that, like the new girls would be like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Because it's their first time. But then we want the OGs that come year after year to experience something different. So
yes,
grab your ticket. It's going to be amazing. I went to Alpha Land and I put flyers in all their bathrooms.
Did you ask them?
No.
I hope they leave them up. I mean,
Buff Bunny's on the flyer, so I was like,
yeah, what are they going to say?
They moved Buff Bunny HQ into Alpha Land.
Awesome.
So I'm like,
that's awesome.
So I was in the bathroom and I was sneaking
You're an
bathroom,
insider.
and I was like, and I was
so
putting
funny.
them in the bathroom. So if you guys are in Houston, you see them in the bathrooms, that was me.
Don't throw them out.
Don't throw them out. Don't touch them. Anyways, y'all, we're going to shift gears a little bit into the topic of today. And today we're talking about the loop that keeps us stuck and how to break it. And I feel like for me, this is something that's really personal to me, but I also see it a lot in coaching women over these years and in the Know Your Power program. There's like this common theme. Mm-hmm. And there's this loop that we all kind of get stuck in. And it starts with like heap loads of motivation and being like super excited to start a program, start a cut, maybe even like a prep. And then you want to do it like so perfectly. And then the cycle continues. You end up messing up. Then you abandon yourself. And then you quit. Yep. And then the cycle starts all over again.
I feel like this is a really common loop we see around this time of year because of the New Year resolutioners, where like a lot of us start the year incredibly strong, incredibly motivated, excited for everything. And then if things don't go exactly how we saw, if we didn't already hit the goal, like we're literally only in April, but it feels like we're already so deep into the year and now we messed up. So then we kind of hit that restart point, you know?
Exactly. That's a big part of it, is the like constant need that we feel to restart.
Yeah.
If we like mess up slightly, we're like, okay, I'm just going to erase it and then I'm going to restart the whole thing when we really don't have to.
At all.
So that's what I really wanted to dive in today. And it was hammered in even more when I had a call with one of our new clients that came into the program. And I had already had this as like a potential idea for a podcast.
Yeah.
And we were walking through her goals, things in her past that she has done that she's like, I'm so tired of doing this. And it was the exact same loop.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my God. And I started telling her about it. And I was like, never mind. You'll see. But so let's start with the first part, which is everybody's favorite. And that is when motivation hits. It's like, you buy the outfits, you start the shred, you start prep, you start your mini cut, whatever it is, or it's one random like Sunday night and you're just like, tomorrow I'm going to change everything about myself.
I swear this is Cooper, not to call him out, but like it's always so random. It will be like a Tuesday afternoon and I'll get a text from him that's like, what if I did this and this and this and started this and I'm going to lose 20 pounds? And I'm like, sick, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Like he just always picks a random day and he's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in and I'm going to.
It's like a Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Yeah. And I'm like, what did you see online that
what did you see?
What quote hit you
What
really
quote
hard?
hit you? What TikTok inspired you?
Yeah.
That's so true. But yeah, this is where like it all feels really real in that moment. Like even if we just go back to Cooper, like that feeling is so inspiring. It feels real. You're making these promises to yourself and you're like, I swear, like this time is going to be different. I promise. And then we go into you go all in phase where you're like, I'm going to lose that 20 pounds. You know, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. every day, or I'm not going to eat anything off plan for like
forever.
From now until ever. And you go all in. But the thing is when we go all in this way, we go all in, but it has to be perfect.
Yep.
And it has to look a specific way. And we set our standards like super high and super unrealistic to begin with, that we don't leave any room for anything else to happen.
Because I feel like perfection is easy for like a week. Like you could have a perfect week. You could do the 5 a.m.s. You could not miss a meal. But it's like, okay, thinking long term, how realistic is it to upkeep that perfection? Not very realistic.
Exactly.
Life is going to happen. You're going to have random things. You're going to have to travel. You're going to have to be off plan. You know, so I think it's more like we put these expectations because we know we can do it, technically speaking, until real life starts to happen and you realize like, oh, maybe this like perfect version is not actually going to integrate into my life.
The limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist.
Yeah, I've done this so many times. And it does kind of gaslight you in a way, because you are able to do it for a certain amount of time. Like you guys listening have probably been in this phase where you're like, but I was like 100% for 3 days, you know, like for 3 days or for 4 days, however long it is, like we can keep that momentum for a certain amount of time with the lens of it needing to be perfect. But eventually what happens is the next part, and that's life.
Life happens.
Life happens. It's like whatever, you go and travel, you know, you're off plan for a little bit. You miss a workout. Maybe it's rainy outside and you're depresso like I am right now.
No.
And things just don't go according to plan. And when you have the lens of things needing to be perfect and having to hit everything a certain way that we made up ourselves, honestly, and something slips up just a little bit, then we go into this panic mode.
I think it also is because like maybe those 3 initial days were perfect and you understand how good that feels. And like, oh, I'm so disciplined. I'm so on top of it. And then when something happens where you can't hit that, or you're not like able to go as hard as you were just going, that like juxtaposition is what I think hurts us the most and makes us go like, oh, so now I'm failing and now, nothing feels good. Yeah, like we go from one extreme to the other because of those high expectations that we maybe hit for a few days or like a week or whatever that looked like, to now not being able to for even a moment feels like everything is ruined. That's like so that true. Whole week didn't even count.
That's so true. And that's what it's always the all or nothing. Yeah. It's the black and the white that we want to live in, whether it's like something as seemingly simple as like a fitness goal. We want it to be like it's one thing or the other, which causes us to want to erase it.
Yeah.
And then literally restart.
Yeah.
So I completely understand what you're saying with that, but that's the thing that we never plan for. It's like we only plan for the perfect circumstances, for every day to go the way that it should, everything to go on time, having motivation to go to the gym, all your meals prepped, and we don't plan for life to happen, which is life is going to life. It's just a matter of time.
Oh, yeah.
And what happens when we let that one thing get so deeply ingrained in like who we are as a person, that's when things start spiraling, and we make it mean more than what it is. Because realistically, it's just like you missed a workout.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's that you set your standards like way up here and you're at 100% and you hit like 70%. Realistically, you missed a meal. Realistically, you ordered DoorDash instead. Like, logically, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things.
I know it feels a lot heavier though. Last week after getting my IUD, I think the day we filmed, they went for like my first training session. Mm-hmm. Maybe I waited a day. It might have been Thursday. I gave myself like a 24-hour grazing period. And then I went to the gym, of course, and my workout wasn't great, of course. Mm-hmm. And I hit this immediately where I was like, I need to be proud of myself for like coming to the gym after my body is going through so much right now. But instead, obviously comparing it to like a really healthy day, Kendall, maybe 3 days previous, I was like, that workout was trash. Yes. And I gave it so much weight and meaning. And like, I went home kind of sad about it and I was carrying it with me, when in reality, again, like logistically speaking, I went to the gym and I had a good workout. Yeah. It just didn't feel as good or whatever. It wasn't
as good as 3 days ago.
Yeah. It's like that expectation I put on myself for it to be like a perfect lift. I'm Very back. True. And it's like, hey, you don't need to be back. Your body's going through something. Like, again, that's one of those like life things happening.
Yeah. And if you don't, like, I feel like in the past, maybe you would have taken that and it could have gone. I mean, I know that I do. It just reflects the rest of your week and how it turns out.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is something that happens a lot with me and Kendall have been through it, people in the program, and you ladies and guys maybe and dudes who are listening. But this is that point where it can easily start to spiral into so much more.
Yeah.
And the next part of this is you attach meaning to it. Mm-hmm. Like when logically it's just a missed workout, your body was going through a lot, you missed a meal, but you make it mean something about yourself.
Now it's like, oh, I'm not disciplined, I'm not strong, I'm not all of these things that actually I am, but I'm letting this like one moment of negative reflect onto like, oh, my whole personality and being.
Like that one moment just completely destroys everything that you have done in the past, everything that got you to this point. And when you make it mean something like about your character and who you are as a person, that's when it goes so much deeper than just a missed workout. Like the way that it starts to look is, let's take yours for an example. If we can really go all the way down to the depths of it. It's like, I wasn't as strong during this workout. And then it's like, oh man, well, that sucks. Last week was so much better. Well, last week was so much better. Like, why can't I do that anymore? Oh, well, if I can't go and show up at the gym like I always can, then how am I ever going to compete again on stage?
Yeah.
And if I can't compete again on stage, then that means that I'm a failure. And if I'm a failure, that means that I can never be a bodybuilder. I might as well just give up and not do anything ever.
And I know it sounds so silly, but we do this. Like, so many people do this. We take one little moment and we blow it up as though it's like a reflection of who we are or everything we've ever done. Yep. When in reality, it's just that small moment. Mm-hmm. But it feels, I mean, when you really love the gym, which like odds are if you're listening to a long podcast about the gym, like everyone listening loves the gym, or you're trying to, I feel like we take it so seriously because we love this thing. So it means a lot to us. Yeah. So when things don't feel perfect, it's really easy to feel like we're failing at this one thing that's like so big in our life.
Yeah. Or if you like, you have a specific, like you're listening to this and you have a specific goal, like you're trying to put on muscle, maybe you're trying to get lean for the summer. Like a lot of people are trying to do that. So you have this goal and you slip up on this goal. You feel like you made this big mistake. You turn it into I'm a failure. And then now you've gotten to the point where you stop believing that you can actually achieve that goal to begin with. So something that did start as like, oh, like I had an off meal turned into I can't do this at all.
Yeah. And I feel like where this shows up a lot in like our clients, not our clients, I feel like I'm talking very generally, like in clients checking in with coaches, is maybe you messed up one thing and so you don't check in with your coach because you don't want to tell them. And then that starts to compile and now you're never checking in. And now you're paying for this coach and you're not even like going to look at the program because we have this like guilt or shame or whatever negative emotion around it. So I know I've been it too. I was moving last week with the IUD. It was a very long week and then so much happened and we had to move out of the old place and we were gonna like not make it in time. It was a whole thing. And so I missed a check-in with my coach and it should have been a simple text to her of like, hey, I'm following the plan as closely as I can. I had a few off days, like blah, blah, blah. And instead I didn't. And that could easily turn into a spiral where like, what if I don't check in this week? And then I just kind of fall off and I let it fall off.
That's true. That's so true. I've definitely done that in the past when I was struggling so much that I would just not check in with my coach because it's one of those things where you barely want to admit it to yourself, let alone admit it to somebody else. And like I've gotten on calls with girls in the Know Your Power program that like maybe haven't checked in for a while and I'm like, let's get on a call and talk. And that's usually the case. They're like, I don't want to like disappoint you, or I'm like, you ain't disappointed me.
Yeah.
No. Like, don't worry about me. I was like, I just want to make sure that you're good so that we can continue.
Exactly.
Because I don't want them to get to the end of this cycle and completely like fall off from their goals and have to restart again. Like I want that loop, which is what we're talking about. I want it to stop. Like I want it to stop right
Sometimes
here.
It takes having that conversation and someone else going like, hey, it was one workout. It was one day of eating. Like sometimes we need that check-in more than anything to remind ourselves like, hey, we're not failing.
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. It's okay.
I know it feels like one.
It's okay. But then this is what turns into like a big like emotional spiral where you go from one thing to another thing, to another thing, to another thing. And then you start spiraling about like who you are as a person and what you made it mean about yourself. And then you start having those thoughts of like, I can never be disciplined. Like I'm a failure. I can never follow through on anything. And if you're constantly feeding yourself that information, then you are going to act in accordance to those beliefs about yourself.
Yep.
You're going to do what somebody who failed does. You're going to do what somebody who doesn't have discipline does. And this is how we keep going further and further down and down until we abandon ourselves and we start over. And I don't want you guys to do that because it sucks. I feel like I was saying before, where you know, when you're like the visual that I'm actually getting right now is like a whiteboard. Okay. And say you have something like written on the whiteboard and you know, when you like mess up writing and you want to redo it, how you kind of just like, you erase the whole thing and you're like, okay, we're starting all over again. When in reality, you could just continue riding.
Yeah.
You can continue, you can fall and you can continue running. But we always want to stop right there and turn around and go right back to the start.
Actually, I did this or a similar topic during my last Know Your Power call with all the clients. And I used the analogy of a race. And I was like, I have a little story time to make it kind of funny. I was like a 1 and 200 runner, which is like just the straightaway or like just the straightaway in a curve, like very short distance. And one time they put me in the 4x4, meaning I had to do a whole lap around.
That's what I did.
Really?
I was the 4x4.
I hate it. I threw up every time.
Yeah, it was
something
hard. It was
in me hated the 4x4 because you're sprinting for the entire lap.
Basically.
Anyway, I think I was either like last leg or I was either first or last leg. I can't remember, but as I was going through the finish line, I fell. I fell completely on my face.
It's such a Kendall story.
Yeah. I completely fell on my face.
But did you make it across the line?
Yes, okay. I made it across the line, and I literally, I'm not kidding, barrel rolled out of there because other racers were behind me. I was like, I'm gonna get
trampled. This is like a Lion King situation.
And I used that story, and I was like, now imagine if like as I was running and I felt like maybe I was gonna fall or I wasn't gonna make it, I just straight up like not even jogged, I stopped. Imagine I just let everyone else keep running and I completely stopped. And I was like, even crazier, what if I turned around and went back to the start line? It's like, why would you do that? That sounds insane. Like, that's such an extreme, the same thing as like erasing everything. And it sounds like, well, like, obviously I wouldn't do that, but that's what this is.
You're doing.
Yeah, like you are maybe your goal or the thing you need to do for your goal is like literally a couple days away or like a couple actions away. But because this one thing didn't go right, I didn't feel right, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't how I expected, I'm not winning the race, so why should I even be racing right now? It's like, why are you going all the way back to the start line? Like, recognize how much work you've already put in.
Yeah. Like the analogy that I use with them is about like you're driving to your friend's birthday party.
Yeah.
And you go the wrong way and Google Maps is like rerouting, but instead of you like letting it reroute, you're just like, no, I'm not going to the party. Like we wouldn't do that. But I think making it that big is important because like that's what we're doing. Like we're abandoning ourselves.
Yeah.
Halfway into something, or like you said, a couple steps away from it.
Maybe you've been like crushing it and having that motivation for a while. Like, let's say you've even been putting months in and you're like so dedicated, but then you have a full off week where nothing went right. Your weight's up, your water retention's up, you don't feel good. Yeah. It's like all you need to do is get back onto your plan when a lot of us go like, well, that's it. Now I have to restart all of this and make a whole new plan and I have to get that motivation back. And it's like, we have so many episodes about how like motivation is not a reliable source, you know, like rely more on the actions you've been doing and know that you can do other than feeling motivated or like especially gung-ho about it.
Yes. Because like that will eventually come back. Like their motivation is going to come in waves.
Mine like randomly spikes.
Yeah. Like Cooper on like a random Wednesday. It's like, let's go. And you're like, no, we need to go to bed. You ever have that spark of motivation when it's actually bedtime?
Yeah. I always I feel like in knowing that this is such a common cycle, when he brings those up to me, I gently kind of bring him down a little bit, not to like diminish the motivation, but I'm like, hey, how about instead of uprooting everything and going every single day this week, like, how about you consistently go 3 or 4 times a week and see how that feels for a while? And then when that feels good, add that 5th day.
Coach,
you know?
Coach Kendall hat.
I jump right to it because like that is a cycle that we see in other people. Like I know my family members have had this and they come to me and they are in that restart cycle and now they're in the motivation phase again. And I have to realistically be like, hey, we've been here before. Why didn't it work last time? Because we felt like we had to be perfect and change everything.
That's so true. Chloe does that to me every couple of months.
I miss Chloe.
I miss her
I was just thinking about her. On my drive over here, I was like, I miss having Chloe on.
I know. Chloe won't be on the podcast for a while because Chloe lives in Tennessee.
Anytime she comes, I don't care if it's Christmas Day. We need to like do something with her.
We need a podcast. But no, I love that you mentioned that about Cooper too, because that is something that we see so often. I saw it so much in myself where like we we're like a kid that has this huge sugar rush, and then we're like, and then it starts to fade, and then we're like, oh, and then we start over again.
Yeah.
But this is the part that really sucks, is when you start abandoning yourself. Like, this is the part that no one really talks about. It's so much deeper than falling off of your plan. Like, you don't just miss a workout or stop tracking your food or anything. You just completely stop believing that you can do the thing, because you've spent so much time spiraling about this thing that you make it so much more than it is. And now you start not believing in your ability to follow through with anything at all.
Yeah.
And I don't want you guys to get to that point. And we've seen some people, you know, in the program when they're like, I'm starting to get to that point. I'm starting to get to them. And we're like, no. And we're like,
I feel like
we catch them and
we like gentle parents sometimes, I think, where we're like, how about we do this instead?
Yes.
And like,
yes.
How about we give yourself some grace, and we're going to set some smaller goals.
Yes. And it's exactly like what you were saying with Cooper, where it's like, okay, no. What if instead of getting back to those 3 days that were so amazing and you're like, I was so on point, instead of getting there, what if we just got to the gym X amount of days?
Yeah.
Or we started...
What if we just move our body?
Focused on getting 2 good meals in a day, because then we have that momentum, and then we can start seeing a little uptick.
I always say it's like stacking wins. Where like, I don't care how small the win is. If you're stacking the wins, it's still progressing you forward, versus like not even finding any good to hold on to. Like, I know there's definitely weeks where I check in where I'm like, nothing was that extraordinary or like great this week. I just kind of checked the boxes. But sometimes that's all you need to do is like check the boxes.
That's true. Like, you're like, I didn't really enjoy doing it all that much. But, you know, it's done. And
it's like I didn't PR, but I did my workouts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's kind of the majority of what this lifestyle is. Have you seen those videos where they're like, I think it just says like, it works. And it's just the repetition of the meals, the repetition of the same workouts, like getting up, like this boring stuff works.
Yep.
So one other thing that I wanted to talk about before we start closing the episode. Oh, what was it? Let me look at my notes. Oh, okay. What I realized with coaching women over these years and just dealing with myself going through this cycle is that we're really good at starting things at like, oh, like I'm going to get into the shred, or, you know, I'm going to, oh, I thought you were raising your hand. I thought you were slowly, I thought you were raising your hand.
I just had to move the mic.
Going,
sorry.
That's funny. I was like, Kendall, yeah, okay, Kendall did it. We're so good at starting, but the thing that we haven't mastered yet is staying. Staying no matter what it looks like. Staying if we fall. Staying if we mess up on our meals. Staying if we miss a couple of check-ins and then we come back. Like, we'll have that too, where people like, they miss a couple of check-ins and then they're like, I'm back.
And
I
like, get so excited.
I'm so happy. I'm like, I don't even care.
I don't care if it's been 4 months. If
like,
I see a check-in from someone that we haven't seen in a minute, I'm
back.
so excited.
You're back, and that's all that matters.
Because I feel like that's such a sign of discipline, is the coming back from it.
It's always
however long it's been, whatever feelings you're feeling, like staying in general, like that's the win.
Yeah, and learning how to stay no matter what it looks like, if it's imperfect, if it's messy, if it wasn't to your high, unrealistic, perfect standards. Yeah. What I have noticed too in the Know Your Power program is that we attract a lot of the same kind of women. And they're like so driven, want to do everything perfectly, like want to go all in, like super disciplined women, but then so much so that they carry that heaviness of these expectations that they put on themselves, that they end up being like, crap, I'm tired. Which is so funny, because I'm like, I feel like I'm talking to another version of me.
Every time.
Every time. So yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this episode, this loop. If you've ever experienced this, and maybe you're listening to this right now and you're like, I feel very called out, you're not alone. I feel like the key into breaking this loop is what you make a mess up mean about yourself.
Yeah.
How deep do you go?
It should not be a sign of your character.
No.
We should not be letting it affect like how we show up for our friends and work and other parts of our life. Like you are allowed to have off moments. Life is going to life. And it doesn't mean you have to like wipe everything and start over.
Yes. What you make it mean about you is so important. It could just be simply what it is. And you can appreciate like, okay, that happened. Cool. I messed up. I failed. Whatever. But you don't have to go right back to the starting line.
Yeah. Quit turning around.
Quit turning around. You don't have to turn around. You can literally just keep walking and keep going, even if it doesn't look the way that you thought it would. So stop the loop. Don't need to be there no more.
Nope.
And as always, guys, we love you all so much. And you're more powerful than you think.
Bye.
Bye.